Welcome to Asian Watch. It is 10th April 2025 and we are diving into the turbulent story of Jammu and Kashmir. Back in September-October 2024, Omar Abdullah and his National Conference swept the assembly elections, secured 42 seats and formed a coalition government with Congress and others. On October 16th, they took office, the first elected government in J&K in over a decade. But Omar Abdullah's government seems to be stuck in a power struggle with New Delhi and Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. Are we witnessing two parallel governments in Jammu and Kashmir? This is the question on everyone's mind. As you know, Jammu and Kashmir is still a union territory but not a full-fledged state. Joining me tonight are Rashid and Maria, AI correspondent of Asian Watch.
Welcome to today's episode where we delve into the political landscape of Jammu and Kashmir. It's April 2025 and Omar Abdullah's government seems to be navigating some rough waters.
That's right. After the 2024 elections, the National Conference came in strong, but the Union Territory setup is posing serious challenges. With the Lieutenant Governor holding significant control, Omar's hands are tied in many areas, including police and bureaucracy.
It sounds like a precarious position for the NC, especially with a significant win of 42 seats. How does this impact their strategy leading up to 29?
It's a tricky situation. The NC has to deliver on its promises like statehood and jobs. But if they can't do to the current setup, it may affect their credibility and voter trust come 2029.
Delivering on promises is crucial. The 2024 victory showed that people wanted change. But if Omar's government can't deliver, could this lead to public disillusionment?
Absolutely. Public patience will wear thin if statehood isn't secured or progress isn't visible. The narrative of two parallel governments, Omar versus the LG, could lead to disappointment among voters.
And what about the BJP? They secured 29 seats, mainly in Jammu. Could they use this situation to their advantage?
Certainly. The BJP sees J&K as strategically important. If they continue to undermine Omar, they could portray him as ineffective, bolstering their Naya Kashmir vision for 2029.
The political chess game seems intense. How about other parties like the PDP or Engineer Rashid's Awami Ittihad party? Could they shift the dynamic?
They could indeed. The PDP, though down to 3 seats, might rebound if they rebrand effectively. Rashid's party gained momentum with his Lok Sabha win, and if the NC falters, these parties could capitalize, especially in areas with strong anti-center sentiments.
It's fascinating to see how these dynamics unfold. Are the people of J&K caught in a power struggle, unable to see the change they voted for?
Sadly, yes. The region has a complex history, and political gridlock could lead to disillusionment. People voted for change, but they're facing uncertainty and stagnation.
With all these variables at play, what's the most strategic move for Omar Abdullah right now?
Omar has to balance the fight for statehood with pragmatic governance. Rallying public support and achieving symbolic victories could help maintain momentum while navigating the limitations of the UT setup.
Let's dive into the crux of the issue, shall we? Omar Abdullah's National Conference won the assembly elections in 2024, forming a coalition government in Jammu and Kashmir, a historic moment. But now, in April 2025, things aren't looking so bright. What's at the core of this problem?
The root issue is J&K's status as a union territory. After Article 370 was revoked in 2019, J&K lost its statehood and became a union territory. This means the central government, through the Lieutenant Governor, holds significant power. Omar Abdullah's government has authority in name but not in practice.
So you're saying it's a structural problem from the start? Even with an elected government, the central government still holds the reins?
Exactly. The National Conference campaigned on restoring statehood, knowing the constraints. But realizing the limits of their power once in office has been a tough pill to swallow. Without statehood, they're more symbolic than functional.
This leads us to the term two parallel governments. On one side, Omar Abdullah as chief minister, and on the other, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. Is this an accurate depiction of J&K's current situation?
It's spot on. Omar's government can address local issues to an extent, but on key matters like security or administration, the LG has the final say. It's like having two CEOs, one with a vision but no control, and another with operational power but no accountability. This dual structure naturally breeds conflict.
Conflict, indeed. Recently, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha transferred 42 JKAS officers, catching Omar Abdullah off guard. He even plans to write to Amit Shah about these undemocratic transfers. What does this incident highlight?
It underscores the power imbalance. Omar Abdullah can't even make basic administrative decisions independently. These transfers disrupted the setup his team was trying to build. It's a clear signal from New Delhi that the elected government's power is limited, and Omar's frustration is understandable.
So Omar's essentially saying, I won the election, but I can't govern. That's a difficult position.
Absolutely. It's more than just about transfers. The LG controls crucial aspects like police and legal affairs. If Manoj Sinha disagrees with a proposal, it's dead on arrival. That's why this power struggle is so visible.
Here's the big question. Was forming this government a mistake? Omar and his party promised jobs, development, and statehood restoration. But if they can't deliver due to this power struggle, are the people of J&K worse off?
It's a double-edged sword. Having an elected government was a democratic victory. The high voter turnout showed people's desire for representation. Omar's win brought hope, but the lack of support from New Delhi and the constraints mean those hopes are dwindling. If they can't deliver on promises, people might start questioning the point of their vote.
This situation seems like a complex game of political chess with the people caught in the middle. The hope is that a resolution can be found that truly benefits the citizens of J&K. Let's rewind to October 2024. Engineer Rashid and Muzaffar Hussain Shah advised Omar not to take the oath until statehood was restored. They believed a united boycott could force New Delhi's hand in just 15 days. Was this a genius move or merely a long shot?
It was certainly bold. Rashid, fresh from his Baramulla victory, and Shah, a seasoned veteran, viewed it as a powerful way to amplify the statehood demand. With the National Conference holding 42 seats and a coalition majority, a boycott could have been a high-stakes showdown, potentially embarrassing the BJP, who had promised statehood eventually. The Valley's anger over 2019 might have rallied behind the boycott.
So it had some potential, but why didn't Omar take the bait?
There were significant risks involved. Omar responded on October 7th, stating Rashid was playing into the BJP's hands. If no government formed, central rule could have continued, with the BJP possibly spinning it as chaos. Plus, it was a gamble. New Delhi might have simply ignored it, leaving the NC appearing weak. Omar had already shifted from refusing to contest a Union Territory election to winning it. Reversing his stance again could have damaged his credibility.
Instead, Omar went pragmatic, taking the oath on October 16th, passing a statehood resolution and meeting Modi and Shah. Was that a smart play?
Absolutely. It kept him relevant. He's governing within constraints and maintaining statehood as a topic of discussion. Rashid considered it a missed opportunity, but Omar's team believes it was more prudent than sitting out. Rashid and Shah's idea was sound and could have worked if unified support and a blink from New Delhi were assured. But given the BJP's stronghold, Omar's path was less risky.
Looking ahead, what are your thoughts on J&K's future, particularly for the NC leading up to 2029?
Statehood is crucial. If restored by 2027, Omar gains real power, control over police, bureaucracy, the full gamut. He could deliver jobs and development, potentially leading to a victory in 2029, especially in the Valley. However, if the BJP stalls and keeps J&K a union territory, the Lieutenant Governor, whether Sinha or someone new, will continue to overshadow him, frustrating voters and undermining the NC.
This ongoing Omar-LG power struggle, how is it shaping public perception of the NC?
It's significant. If the two governments scenario persists, with the LG handling security and administration, people might lose faith in the NC. The BJP could portray Omar as merely a figurehead. Conversely, if he rallies the population against New Delhi's overreach and scores local victories in areas like health or education, he could transform this challenge into a strength.
And what about the opposition? Rashid, PDP, BJP, what might they do?
Rashid could become a wild card, capitalizing on any NC missteps. The PDP might gain traction if Mehbooba adopts a more aggressive stance. The BJP will likely emphasize Article 370's abrogation to secure Jammu. Should the NC falter due to alliances with Congress or governance issues, these rivals could encroach on their 42 seats.
So what's the best and worst case scenario for the NC?
Best case, statehood by 2027, Omar delivers, and the NC sweeps the 2029 elections. Worst case, no statehood, the LG dominates, and the NC loses ground to the BJP or Rashid. Middle ground. Omar maintains modest gains, but it's a tough battle. J&K's politics are fluid. Execution and optics will be decisive.
It appears to be a structural bind, Omar Abdullah's mandate conflicting with the Union Territory framework. Thanks for breaking it down. That's all for today. Join us next time as we explore more of J&K's evolving story. Please subscribe, share, and like our podcast. Goodbye.